FiNAC ERP has several applications for your business to be protected from fraud. Let me start by telling you why fraud takes place. The most important reasons we have experienced in fraud during our 3.5-decade journey was we don't give much thought to prevent fraud until it occurs. We create opportunities for those whom we trust most. Majority of the frauds is due to employees and not outsiders. Those who commit fraud consider their activities not criminal because they are taking the money from us for a short term. Everyone is doing it, so why not me? So how does FiNAC ERP overcome these issues? Reconcile, reconcile, reconcile. What is reconciliation? Very simply put, comparing two sets of documents from two different sources. Example, cash book with the bank statement. This is the number one protection against most types of fraud. So what do you reconcile? Everything possible and most importantly, bank reconciliations. Bank reconciliation mainly prevents checks and cash received being stolen. FiNAC ERP provides you an auto bank reconciliation software to make things easy. And don't stop at that, let's reconcile debtors. Add the total value of invoices, receipts and debit notes less credit notes to the opening balances of the previous month and check with the carry forward balances. Similarly, inventory balances can be reconciled. What about payroll? In payroll, ghost employees are introduced and false overtime plus loans are the main areas where theft takes place. Here too, reconciliation of employee headcount and all amounts are reconciled by FiNAC payroll. Now for more serious business. What about stealing outside the system? Well, we have quite a few experiences. What if employees steal pre-printed documents like invoices and receipts and using Word doc print them? So how does FiNAC ERP protect you from such crimes? Firstly, we advise you to treat invoices and receipts like checks. Only authorized persons can issue them and a manual register is used to keep track of the issues. Next is through FiNAC ERP audit trails. All missing serial numbers are highlighted. A word of advice: sign off, sign off, sign off. All reconciliation documents and audit trials, etc. take a few minutes for the head of finance to check and sign off. So what you really need is checks and balances and of course discipline and in large organizations internal audits. Excel reporting is a big no when it comes to fraud because employees can insert any figure when they want when preparing the report. All reports must be taken from the original source of data, that is FiNAC ERP. Excel reports are the lazy man's solution for providing you information. Insist that every report is taken out of FiNAC ERP like most of our clients do. Clients are also less dependent on employees for their monthly reporting. Please hold on, we are coming now to the point where the largest amount of fraud takes place. Sales and sales reps. So how does fraud take place in sales? How about the sales rep who uses a dead man's ID and stole a whopping 20 million in 90 days, then pocketed a huge sales commission and was highly recommended and vanished into thin air? Then the rep who delivers inventory to his grandma's house. Yet another rep who stays at home and sells to his customers, covering his route, targets and getting his travel reimbursed. The story continues. What about the rep who receives cash from customers and issues a 90-day PD check from his wife's bank account? Do you know the simplest things is to issue goods to blacklisted customers? So how do we overcome all this and much more? Well, just use FiNAC ERP Mobile Salesforce Automation. It protects you from all these frauds. How does it do that? Very simple. The rep no longer is in control. The mobile Salesforce automation system takes over when the customer is billed or pays cash. The customer receives an SMS acknowledgement like we do when we pay by credit cards. This simple SMS prevents the dead man's ID, issuing the wife's check and delivering goods to grandma or blacklisted customers. What about the rep who stays at home and bills? Sorry, he cannot do that anymore because we do geofencing, which simply means you cannot bill unless you are within 50 meters of the customer's shop. Finally, we come to unexplainable inventory shortages. We have PICS, or very simply FiNAC's perpetual inventory counting system. Send one person daily with a mobile device and barcode reader to count at least 5% of the inventory daily in your warehouse or wherever you maintain stock. The information is transferred to FiNAC ERP at the head office and compared and informing you within seconds all shortages. So don't function on trust, but trust verified, and don't think it won't happen to me, or I am just too busy, or say, I know that security is everybody's responsibility, but that doesn't really apply to me. Law is complex and justice often delayed. Trust in FiNAC and play safe, and what's more, increase profits and focus on the right priorities. Make the right choice. FiNAC ERP for software that actually runs your business. Contact 0777 899 899 or crm@datamation.com.